Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Man, it's a shitload of things to talk about, but not ever enough time. There's never enough time. So we must choose. We must choose what we're talking about. You know, it's a multitude of the different topics, all of them harming you. All of them. These things harming you anyway. Anyway, you know, it's hard to be black. And there's that term again. I hate the word. I've grown to hate the word black. I've grown to hate it. Let me tell you a story. When I was a boy, I noticed something about Acres Homes. Yeah, I noticed something by the time I was 11 or 12 years old. When I was here long enough, when I wasn't busy planning my next attempt to run away. I must have run away starting at age 7, probably 9 times. Sometimes I could see them searching for me, upon me from the prairie. Those of you who ain't Southern, the prairie, we call it the prairie. Anyway, I could watch the scoundrels searching for me, walking up and down the street, looking for a little boy, and I'm in 3-4 foot grasses watching them. And they are afraid of the dark and the open field. And what's behind the open field, which was a graveyard. It's funny how I've never feared the graveyard. There was a time I would, if I really just wanted to get away from people, I'd go to the graveyard. I would find the nearest grave site that looked like there was once a decent person from a decent era when the world still had sense, and I sit my ass there with like a cold ass beer and a pack of cigarettes, a couple of joints, and watch the world just pass my ass by, hoping that they don't spot me, hoping that even if they do spot me, they will mistake me for some spirit or some ghost or some other type of paranormal presence that would force them to further not fuck with me. That's all I really wanted back in them days, is not to be fucked with in no kind of way. It's sort of like these days. I wanted my life and I wanted it, and I worked hard towards it. But that's neither here or there. It's hard to be black. It's hard to be black. And followers and friends of other races and creeds and cultures and tongues, I know this has to be for you an inordinate amount of time spent on blackness. But before we can get where we going as a group, there are certain things that must be taken care of over here. It just is. There's no way out of it. There's no way out of it. I actually fucking apologize that you must witness it. You must hear it. It's mostly bullshit created at the hands of other bullshitters over a century, give or take. A century, give or take. And at any rate, like I was saying, it's hard to be black, man. I mean, you are under attack. Definitions. Let's be clear. For the purposes of this discussion, this missive, this rant, if you want to call it that, what I'm really saying is the original man. What I'm really saying is the Hebrew. What I'm really saying is the Negro, the one that was erased from the Bible. That one. And in this world of mockery, everybody wants to mock Jesus. Lucky for me, they hate the idea of a black Jesus so much that they still mock their white white rendition of Jesus. And he stands for it. He takes it. He does. He don't do shit to him. They mock the hell of him, out of him. And he does nothing. But we shall not be insulted by a mockery of a white rendition of Jesus. Insult the hell out of him if you want to. If he don't fight back, that's him. Or fucking apparently he had it coming. The real one is gonna fight back. That would be no mockery. Now, if you wanna, anyway, I'm not gonna give you any fucked up ideas because we're serious about this bullshit. We are dead serious about it. Now, being black in this country, what do I mean? Definitions. Those who are the slaves, are the children of the slaves that built the country. This is for the purposes of what I'm saying tonight. There are other black. We get that. We are to get that. But I'm going to explain a few things tonight about being black in this country, in a country built on immigration. Let's call a spade a spade. We live like we live, and we are what we are. There ain't no way out of it. There wasn't no way out of it then, and there ain't no way out of it now. But anyway, they have said that separation, which is what they mean, but they use the word delineation, okay, which means them specifically calling themselves by a specific term apart from everything else black. That's what that means. Let's get past that. Let's get past that. And you are, you know, a lot of you guys, man, I have an appreciation for what you do and what you stand for. But let me tell you something. You will never have the background of suffering and misery that has produced black people as you know them today. You will never possess that. They've been beat, hung. I mean, I'm not going to go down the list. Hell, I looked at a damn photograph. I don't recall the exact year, but there were at least 50 black bodies hanging from the same tree. 50, at least, like the tree had went to sprouting Negroes at the end of ropes like strange fruit. And yet you desire silence. Anyway, they have called FBAs as what a separatist group of black people. Would that be a safe term? No, it wouldn't, because that word separatist bothers them. I still have yet to figure this one out, okay? But they're calling you downright cultish at this point. They're also saying that to be an FBA equals being a racist, presumptively against other black people. Okay, that's not a other FBA lineage. And then there's reparations, and the fight over who should get reparations. And again, until you have endured what they have went through, then you really, I'm sorry, but you don't have the foundation. This has to be aggravating and frustrating, but you simply don't have the foundation, and you wouldn't want it. Do you know what they did to them? Do you know what they did to them? You should research. Do your research. Yet you want what they have earned through the letting of their own blood. So we should be taking these points one by one. The weaponization of your blackness. They search even now for a leader. They search for structure. And as in who coined the term? Who is the leader of the organization of which there is none? They are trying to criminalize an entire subset of a people. Think about that. They would criminalize an entire subset of a people and do it harm. But first, they must objectify you. I want you to listen to me. They must objectify you first. They must find some type of structure. This is because this is how they've been taught to investigate. They look for the leader. They look for the structural or the internal workings of the so-called organizations, taking out its leaderships or otherwise infiltrating them, scaring the shit out of them, sticking bugs on them, and they would turn all they boys with the threat of 1,000 years. Trust me on this. I've seen it. Not 1,000-year part, but I've seen the toughest rat on their own. I was there when they did it. I heard, boy, you have no idea. You have no idea. But just 2 or 3 hours prior, they was running their ass down the street at 2 o'clock in the morning, banging loud ass music in a brand new ass vehicle, blowing blunt smoke out the fucking window in a small ass town, carrying 2 fucking kilos. What the fuck? This is what youngsters do. 2 kilos in the goddamn car, and you driving down the street after 2 o'clock in the morning, blasting music in a brand new vehicle and blowing smoke out the window. God damn. But here's my point. At first he was tight with it. He didn't want to talk. The local yokels couldn't make him talk. So they came down there and they talked to him. He didn't want to talk. But about an hour and a half later, let me set the scene for you. Two white dudes walked in with cowboy hats, linen shirts, and cowboy jeans with badges on their belt. And then they talked to him. And they let him know how the shit was really gonna go. And that's how the shit went. They told him they going to his house right now. And whoever there is finna go to jail. And that's what they did. Within 35 minutes, 40 minutes, his wife and his daughter was sitting in the front of the motherfucking jail. I could hear them crying. Crying. You still don't want to talk? Plus they found some more shit in his house. See, if you're going to play this game, you have to play this game and be prepared and not do stupid shit like he did. Going down the street, blasting probably some nice ass music, in a nice ass vehicle, but it's the youth that fucked him off. It's the disrespect for the game that fucked him off. And he wound up in tears as he gave up shit. And this was before he even left the local jail of the so-said small town. Imagine how much he gave up as he took the ride to the next jail, which wasn't in a small town. At any rate, the weaponization of blackness. So now they have moved you from black identity extremists into the level of a cult. They are even calling out names at who coined the phrase. Who's the leader? There is no leader. You're talking about millions of people. Millions. And if there would be a leader, it would be he who they listen to. Would it not? Okay then, need I go further? Need I go further? Now, when it comes to reparations, who stands against reparations? Namely, you. Again, the very people stopping you look like you. That's a fact. That's a fact. But you shouldn't blame them. They have their own interests. No one faults them for their own interests. But they do have faults. They do have faults. The fact is, politically, just to the structure of how things are built here, they are going to operate against you. There is no way for them not to. When the dominant race shows favoritism to them as opposed to you, what should they do? Deny it? Not take it? Well, that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is that they're going to engage in it and then resent if you speak of it. Like now, the majority of the people going after FBAs, also known as Hebrews, are the Democratic class, or the upper middle class, or the middle class, or immigrant blacks. Let's call a spade a spade. Toss in those who fight for their own interests, and you surrounded. You are just surrounded. Now, what's been the outcome of all of this? Fear. Fear. They don't want to admit it, but fear. Especially now. Lots of fear. Lots of fear. Okay? And this whole idea that one can claim what's only being gained through literally death, blood spilling, suffering, misery, starvation, anything that they man, and that's just the good parts. That's just the good parts. And you want to claim what has been earned through that for free? For free. You think that you should have the same, goodness gracious, fill in the blank for me. Because I don't want to use words like benefits or privileges, of which we have none, of which we don't have one. And I mean, for terms like that, I mean specifically black men, but overall, generally, as black people, we don't have that. Look around you. When have we had that? We ain't never had that. And there is a reason for it. But as I speak, they're in fear now. They're in fear. I just watched the Congressional Black Caucus. Vote to give spook agencies the right to spy on black people and black organizations. Lucky for these guys that they didn't build in a structure, else they all would be toast. They'd all be toast. Okay? But there is no leader. They have better luck at criminalizing 20 million people, give or take. And who are these people? They are the original people, the people of the soil, of the dirt. And yet, man, I'm not going to even, you know what? I don't want this to devolve into some insulting shit. I really don't, because it'll go down pretty damn fast. But the point that I am trying to make is you are under attack. You've been called racist, cultist. I mean, I wrote some of this stuff down. A separatist. I mean, as a errant ideology. And we say fine. They would say fine. Fine. What's the problem? This is America. This is where ideals are born. Why is it that now, all of a sudden, everybody wants to be black? I'm hearing about, from this word reparations for, man, I'm going to go down a goddamn list. Reparations for immigrants, reparations for LGBTQ, reparations for white South Africa. Man, these people crazy. I mean, reparations for, oh, goodness gracious, um, foreign governments. Damn, can we be black by ourselves? Do you want to trade spots? Because I can tell you what my life is. It's been one of blacklisting, blackballing, the gimmick and gunfiring, all kind of shit. Attempted murder and probably murder. I just got the ability to wake my dumb black ass back up or something. Waste my shit. I've been killed spiritually 22 times in one fucking night and got up every motherfucking time to the point I was playing games with them, trying to trap them inside my body as I look into the mirror. But that's a different discussion. That's on some mysticism and some spiritualism ass shit. So, you want to be black? You want to be black? Shit. Would you like to be a black leader? I do consider myself a black leader. In fact, I know that I am a black leader. Let me tell you how I know. Because they tried to kill my black ass. Didn't they kill Malcolm? Yep, they killed Malcolm. Marcus Garvey, if he hadn't got his ass up out of here, he was going to be dead too. Did not they kill Martin Luther King? Huh? See, now they all mad. They're all upset. Or they're all skittish. They're all skittish. And anyway, moving on. And I'm keeping it light. I really am keeping it light. Okay? Because again, we don't have any natural enemies. There is no apex predator. We just keeping it real. And you are the target. You are the target. Just watching videos over the last 5 days, they have come out of the woodworks. I mean, what have you done to these people? They are determined to undercut you or to undergird you. Well, not undergird you, that's the wrong word. They are intent on harming you, period. And how do they do it? Because the entire environment has been set up for it. So now you are a cult. Now you are a cult. And while we're talking about this strain of the thinking, I mean, what importance are black people to you anyway? What importance are black people, so-called, to this country? See, this time we're going to talk through the horns because my editor is going to edit it out and my brain treats it like so much ambient noise. Just ambient noise. That's always there. That's one thing. If you go to the trough too many times, then it just becomes nothing. It just becomes a part of the environment. It becomes a part of the atmosphere. It doesn't have the same effect as it does on time number 1, 2, and 3 as it is. Don't expect the same fucking effect on time 150. On time 1000. It's just background noise. No more than that. Ambient noise. I guess from your position with the advantage of seeing flashing lights. But it's just background noise. That's it. So what do they fear? They fear you. They fear you. You know what they just did? I mean, we just gone, listen, if we gonna eat the fruit, see, you know what? They say Adam and Eve bit the fruit. They didn't eat it all. No, we may as well eat the whole damn thing. We may as well eat the whole damn thing. What's another 3-4 bites? What is the size of a watermelon or something? Eat the damn fruit. You took the first bite, you might as well eat the rest of it. What you do? Drop it on the ground when the feeling hits you? And then have an oh my moment? Anyway, We are truly drifting, ain't we? We are having oh my moments after they eat the very fucking fruit that they were told that's gonna kill their ass. Who the fuck does that? Well, that couple. That's who does it. That couple right there. First one and then the other. And ain't God merciful. Anyway, I am drifting. What is the importance of black people to you? And you, and you, and you. We have witnessed and watched for a very long time. They have no real significant value to you as put forth by your social order and construct or your social structure. They have no significance as to if how your institutions run or not run. The only significance that they really have to you is you have figured out a way to exploit money out of them. That is their significance, period. Outside of that, there is none. Not for you and not for the rest of this fucking society. Otherwise, I won't live. Like I said, I was about to say something ugly. I was about to say something ugly, but I won't. I had to catch myself. That would have been ugly. You don't even want to think about what I was about to say. You don't. But what are you worried about losing the black vote? There is no losing the black vote. Not now, not yesterday, and you never did. What are you talking about? You act as though the masses of black people vote one way or the other, when the truth of the matter is the masses of black people don't vote. So what exactly, I ask again, what is the significance of black people in your midst? It can't be the black vote. It can't be the black vote. The problem is you are, man, you guys and your lust, you guys and your lust for the maintenance of power. Okay? Of power. So we should suffer so that you can maintain power. I don't care if you maintain it or not. I want you to have power. That power fight is between you and your opposition. You and your opposition always was. Always was. And then you ask things like, why politically do the Democrats take the flack for lack of reparations or studies and things of that nature? Well, can I be frank? Because my people didn't spend 60 years voting for a lie, voting for promises over and over and over and over again. That's the reality. That is the reality. Okay? Been a reality. And on top of that, it's unfair to question when if I'm gonna be more frank, the very things that have harmed us in the last 15 years, the Republican Party were warning us about. It was you and and operatives that were telling us otherwise, even though you had the studies in your hand. And I know you did because I can do the research and did, and I pulled up the numbers. So you knew what I knew, and you did it anyway. You did it because you don't care, and that's fine. All of that is always fine. The problem is you won't let us go. This determination that we're gonna be here within the midst of it, whether we want to or not, as long as we can't escape it, and we can't escape it without the means, without the means. And while all of that's going on, they're all scared now. I'm talking about those who look like us, like in the Congressional Black Caucus. Here's an example. This is how you feel when you have done what they've done. Okay? They have just supported the extension of an illegal law that targets Black organizations. This is what they just done. This is what they just done. And they look like us. Okay? These are the same ones who would stand staunchly against reparations while looking just like us. These are the very same ones who have given their colleagues given them political cover. This is just what it is. And I don't know what they expect. But my point is on that one is that they're scared. Wouldn't you be scared if you build a career, not them personally, but going back decades, and it's all revealed? Well, this is what you're going to get. But what it further reveals is that they're not the masses. They fear the masses. They fear them. And I don't even know why when they can just simply choose to let the masses go. But the truth of the matter is there is no value if there's no masses. There's no value. Okay? There's no value there. The masses is what give them value to the rest of society. No Black poverty, then they have no value. It's the juxtaposition of images, basically. And they wanted to do this in silence. Well, I'm going to tell you something I learned. I'm a churchgoer. I won't call the name of the church that I was at, but right after the service, or right before, I think it was right after, or in between Sunday school and the service, I got there early that day. I got there early. It was in between Sunday school and the morning service. So I'm out in the parking lot smoking a cigarette, and the deacon of the church, whose name I won't call, walked out there right after me. He fires up a cigarette, and we were talking, and he says to me, he says, "These people have no need for the truth." Ain't that some shit? No need for the truth. This is what the deacon said from that church whose name I won't call. And this is a deacon who had went through some tumultuous and traumatic family shit just a year earlier. And it still did not sink in. It still didn't sink in. He's out here telling me, because he know how I am. I'm going to call a spade, that the churchgoers, his parishioners, have no need for the truth. Imagine this, if you can. Out of a man ordained to bring you nothing but the truth. He says that you have no need for it. But I know better. You have great need for the truth. Great need. So this turns separatist. Can I be frank again? If I had done all of the things that you have done unto you, would you want to still live around my ass? Would you want to be around me when you already know, going back at least a few centuries here, what's going to happen? Do I have to go down the list? Then I won't then. Because history doesn't lie. History doesn't lie. So this whole idea of, and I'm going to wrap this up because I'm not going to go the whole 59 minutes. This whole idea of you insist that whatever you want to call them, black people. I said that I'm going to start calling them exactly what they are. Hebrew, Israel. That is who they are. And they can't be anything else. They ain't got no choice in it. These people are owned, and apparently double owned. Shit, everybody own them. I mean, goodness gracious, but then the real owner shows up and say, hey, these are mine. And now all hell breaks loose. He wants them separated. He wants them separated from the rest. This much is clear. This much is quite clear. And yet you see something threatening in the whole idea of waking up in the morning and not seeing any black people. They just went poof in the air. And this bothers you? This bothers you. I don't understand. I mean, will somebody please explain this shit? You hate them. It's evidently clear. It's evidently clear sociologically. It's evidently clear politically. It's evidently clear on a day-to-day experience. Even now, as I speak, there's laws being passed wiping their ass away, wiping away their wealth, wiping away their careers like that. And don't get me wrong, I don't always give a fuck. I don't. It's not a matter of black and white or Mexican or Asian. No, it is a matter of have you hurt our ass or not, and does it line up with what God has deemed good or bad, right or wrong, good or evil. I don't care about nothing else. Plain and simple. Hurt us, and I'm going to try to hurt your ass back. No, I'm not going to just try. I'm done trying. I'm done holding back. I'm done not being who I can be. There's a sense of urgency. Like I said, you're going to die because you have chosen it. Now you are insisting that we die with you or watch you die. That's where you're at now. I said we're going to leave. I also said we know where we're going. I also said you should think of them as a jewel. And until that jewel go back in that crown, there will be no peace. I am Source. I am Seven. I am One.